Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. Happy holidays to you. I hope you're enjoying the break from work and the hustle and bustle, I suppose. Can't say the same for a lot of persons, including yours truly, but not complaining too much. You're welcome again. All right, and I hope once again you've been making the most of the time off work and the time off whatever else you'd normally be engaged in if it weren't for the holidays. But don't mean to burst a bubble. Holidays over today. Tomorrow you're back to the grind. Not that that's a terrible sin, although I do understand how in the Nigerian context, not exactly, may not be a very, not very much to look forward to, but something you have to do nonetheless. I do wish you the best, really. Can imagine, do know firsthand how difficult it is being in Nigeria and living in Nigeria, but one must be optimistic about one's potentials, one's future, and what the future portends generally for this truly great country. You can't afford to give up, no. But you're welcome again. And thanks to, on your behalf, I'd like to thank the entire Muslim community in the country and worldwide for these holidays. Once again, not that it benefits me in any way. But you're welcome again. So from now till 7, as usual, discussions are on, and do please join in. We're live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. We're also on YouTube and Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. At the appropriate time to call, what's the number again? 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003 or 0007. So let's get on with it then. How about a quick preview of what to expect on the show today? Now, it's a holiday. It is a holiday, so no rant today. Well, there was one on Friday. There was a bit of a miscalculation on my part. Wouldn't go, deep into that. But that happened. So, if you've been listening to the show long enough, you might remember, or you might know, on public holidays and other festive periods, which are usually public holidays on the show, I don't deliver a rant. So I will keep on with that. I'll keep with that tradition for today, so there will be no rant today. I might express some thoughts on some issues, and I'd like to get your take either on them or any other matter of substance, for that matter, till about 4 o'clock. All right, so no rant today. Hope you're not upset by that, but it is tradition. It is tradition. Now, so that takes us to 4 o'clock. I'd like to know what you're thinking, what you're pondering at this time. At 4 p.m. we've got business news coming up. Yes, indeed. And after that, discussions continue. Speaking of discussions, group urges NGDC to move planned PPP summit to Niger Delta. Community Development Committees of Niger Delta oil and gas producing areas. That's CD. This is an interesting acronym. CDCNDOGPA. Oh my goodness. Wow. Anyways, this community has prevailed on the Niger Delta Development Commission, NGDC, to move its planned public-private partnership PPP summit slated for Lagos State to any of the Niger Delta states. The group said that though the summit was necessary, fixing the hosting venue outside the Niger Delta region where the stakeholders would not feel and observe the challenges in the area does not make economic and business sense. The committee, with a very long name, said a couple of things, which is not the focus, really, quite frankly, is not the focus of the conversation, what this committee wants or doesn't want. Not that their wants or desires are not relevant, but just not the focus of this conversation. What is the focus of this conversation, however, is the public-private partnership initiative of the NDDC. Now, that is the matter of concern for this conversation. We're talking about the Niger Delta Development Commission, the same Niger Delta Development Commission. The Niger Delta Development Commission, that from this story, this one is from Premium Times, published February 2021, captioned, NGDC unable to account for 90.9 billion naira in 10 years. Yeah. Between 2008 and 2018, about 90.9 billion naira meant to execute 176 projects was unaccounted for in the coffers of the NGDC, a review of the Auditor General's report has shown. The discovery was made through the review and analysis of the data from the 2008, 2012 and 2013-2018 audit report on NGDC, as well as on-ground assessment of the project sites. Yeah, 90.9 billion unaccounted for by the NDDC. And by the way, maybe you don't know, but a great source of NGDC's funding already comes from the private sector. And talking about the players in the oil and gas industry, they are responsible for posting a certain percentage of their operating costs into a fund, to run the NGDC. I'll get those exact figures shortly. So now we do. And by the way, this is the same NGDC. Remember, off the mic. This is the off the mic NGDC where people were fainting. This is the fainting NGDC, or the NGDC that causes fainting in people. Remember that? The same NGDC. So, question: should the private sector be giving the NGDC any more money, considering all the what? How do I put this now? Considering the I'm being careful with my choice of words now. Considering the challenges, if you will, militating against the NGDC, considering the controversies, that's a nice way to put it, considering the controversies that the NGDC has been embroiled in over the years, all kinds of forensic reports here and there flying left, right, center, should the private sector be giving the NGDC any more money? We'll look at this in some detail in the 4 o'clock hour after the business news. We got the updates at 5 o'clock, yes indeed, and after that, NYC asks married prospective corpus to redeploy to husband's state of residence. Here's the story. The National Youth Service Corps has asked married female prospective corps members posted to states other than the one their husbands reside to request redeployment. Now, this was disclosed by the scheme on Monday via its Twitter handle. Until eligible participants of the scheme are sworn in the various camps they are deployed to, they are referred to as PCMs. Once sworn in, they become corps members and they spend a total of 21 days on camp, starting from the day of deployment. The scheme, in a tweet titled "Attention All 2023 Batch A Stream 2 Married Female PCMs," all married female prospective corps members who are deployed to states where their husbands are not domiciled should report to the nearest NYC orientation camp for their state of deployment to be changed. They are to report during the period of registration at the orientation camps with copies of their marital and other relevant documents as evidence. Let's talk about this in the 5 o'clock hour. Would you consider this an example of sexism? Would you? By the way, what is sexism? Sexism is prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination, typically against women on the basis of sex. Now, here's what I mean. The end, or rather, here's the reason for this question and this conversation. The NDDC has asked married prospective couples to redeploy to a husband's state of residence. So, if you're a prospective corps member, you can go to the NDDC and go to the NYC and simply prove that you're married, female, of course, and you get automatically redeployed to your husband's state of residence. Why female prospective corps members? Why just them? And why can't a woman just decide? Why not what she wants to do? And I'm not sure the NYC is forcing them. I'm not sure. I don't think so. But how about, why doesn't this cover married prospective corps members? Why didn't it ask married or male, male married prospective corps members to also show up at the NYC office to redeploy to the states of residence of their spouses, of their wives? Why not? Why females? So what do you make of this? We'll look at this in the 5 o'clock hour after the update. Headlines come up 5:30 p.m. The major news at 6, and let's see, we'll do a review of all the matters discussed on the show today. Till about 7 o'clock. Show wraps up by then. The sports gang are in by 7 for extra time. And that's a preview of today's show. Feel free to join in once again via the platforms I mentioned just a while ago. So let's get things going now. Like I mentioned earlier on, there will be no rant today. It's a holiday season. We'll have more days for rant, or other days for rant, I suppose. But the holiday, in the spirit of holiday season, let's just have an easy conversation. The rants usually aren't very easy, are they? All right. What were some of the issues that caught my attention earlier on today? Let's see. Yeah. The HDP governorship candidate in Rivers State, Magnus Abe, says the same boys who were used by politicians to cause violence during the last elections in Rivers State are the ones orchestrating the current violence in Diobu axis of Port Harcourt. The HDP governorship candidate said this while speaking on the Morning Crossfire. He also believes it's a duty on the state government to respond appropriately to the violence. Let's take a listen to what the HDP governorship candidate, Senator Magnus Abe, had to say on this development. Oh my, where is it?
All these things are related to our politics. You know, boys have been brought out. People who ordinarily shouldn't be on the streets were let loose on the streets. They were armed to do what we know that happened. These were the same boys carrying canes. They're flogging anybody who doesn't do what they're supposed to do. It is the responsibility of the state to respond and respond robustly. Just within the past 2 or 3 days, I know the cries that I've been getting from people in Diob who are forced to relocate. People are in their homes. People come into the compound, kill people. And these things are like movies coming from South America. But it is actually happening in Port Harcourt Township.
I've got a few thoughts on this, but I have to go for a commercial break now. So when I return, I'll express, those thoughts. Just stick around. Hard Facts continues momentarily. Welcome back to Hard Factor Nigeria Info here in Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. Happy holidays once again. 26 come past 3 p.m. Let's talk. So just, expressing some thoughts on some issues. No rant today, by the way. So here is the one I was on. The SDP governorship candidate in Rivers State, Senator Magnus Abe, speaking on what appears to be surging crime in Diobu axis of Port Harcourt. And he's expressed some reason, in his opinion, why that's the case.
All these things are related to our politics. You know, boys have been brought out. People who ordinarily shouldn't be on the streets were let loose on the streets. They were armed to do what we know that happened. These were the same boys carrying canes. They're flogging anybody who doesn't do what they're supposed to do. It is the responsibility of the state to respond and respond robustly. Just within the past 2 or 3 days, I know the cries that I've been getting from people in Diob who are forced to relocate. People are in their homes. People come into the compound, kill people. And these things are like movies coming from South America. But it is actually happening in Port Harcourt Township.
No, I don't know for a fact if the boys or the criminals who empowered criminals, career hoodlums who are empowered, to carry out electoral malfeasance, are the ones directly responsible for the upsurge in crime in durable axis of River State right now. However, the senators' arguments don't seem logical. If you empower career hoodlums, there's a likelihood that after what you empower them for, they're going to engage in other forms of crime. There's going to be an aftermath, a multiply effect, if you will. Even though that expression may not fit this perfectly, but you get the point. So it is logical once again. One just wonders how the Rivers State Police Command did not get this intelligence, how the entire security architecture in Rivers State and in Nigeria by extension did not comprehend this. Could not all the security experts in our security agencies could not figure this one out. That if we allow these career hoodlums, professional criminals, to carry on with these criminal acts unabated, unhindered, freely. I mean, the likes of Senator Magnus Abbey and other candidates especially of opposition parties in Rivers State, complain repeatedly of abuse, of harassment, of attacks by hoodlums in different places. But I don't know if the Rivers State Police Command responded to this in any way, besides issuing statements that meant absolutely nothing and affected zero consequence anyways. But was anybody arrested? Was anybody made booked? Was anybody charged? Was anybody prosecuted for this? Is anybody serving any time right now? I'm not aware that happened at all. But once again, I'm wondering, was the Rivers State, assuming that was Senator Magnus Abbey, the link he's made is exact and correct, how did our security agencies not figure this one out? How? I don't know. That if we let these criminals, these career hoodlums carry on, now unhindered, there are going to be ripple effects even after the elections. I don't know. And by the way, speaking of crime in Durable, this also from our news earlier on. Reported hoodlums blocked the Ruala Abakaliki Junction Marwan Durable Port Harcourt last night, robbing motorists and road users. The report said the hoodlums also invaded and looted shops on the Lumbumba Street in Marwan Durable. Police are expected to speak on this. So, now, the police could not preempt this. Somehow they were not at the office the day intelligence reports arrived, so they missed it completely. And even after that, after the post-election now, all the violence that's going on, the police, all the seeming surge in crime in Durable and possibly other parts of Rivers State, the Rivers State Police Command is stranded as well as far as intelligence is concerned. And even when the actual crimes are taking place, remarkably the police is nowhere to be found. And these criminals just do what they want to do. They shoot people, they murder people, they abduct people reportedly, they rob from people, and when they're done, when they're satisfied, they simply disappear. And no intelligence anywhere. There is a famine in the land. There is a scarcity of intelligence at this time. It's incredible indeed. It's absolutely incredible. But something tells me that if 10 people who are residing in the Durable axis, who are may have been personally affected or directly or indirectly affected by this seeming surge in crime in Durable, if 10 of them, just 10, decide to, stand at some public place in Durable or front of Government House tomorrow to embark on a peaceful, non-violent, constitutionally guaranteed right protest, to draw government's attention to their plight in Durable, oh my goodness gracious, there's going to be an avalanche of intelligence reports. There's going to be a hurricane of intelligence report. The skies will be darkened because of the intelligence report flying everywhere. The sun's rays are going to be blocked because there's just so much intelligence in the air, in the skies, that we can't see the sun. And everywhere, left, right, center, there's going to be intelligence dropping everywhere all around you. That this person either may have been sponsored by the position to disrupt the peace that we're enjoying, to destroy the peace we're enjoying in Rivers State, or that hoodlums will take over and the hoodlums will also destroy the peace that we're enjoying in Rivers State. There will be a barrage, a multitude of intelligence reports everywhere, all over the place. All over. If you go to your garbage bins, you will very likely find the intelligence there as well. It's unbelievable. And by the way, just word to the police. If the senator's comments are true once again, and yes, civilians might be on the receiving end now, it will not. And if we continue to let this go on unattended to, sadly, very sadly, it will not be too long before security operatives become victims themselves. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Not that that's a desired end. No, nobody wants for this to happen. But if we don't do something about it, you don't have to be a soothsayer to figure this one out. It's inevitable. Eventually, this criminal element, these professional hoodlums, are going to attack security operatives. I mean, after all, they're collecting uniforms and guns from soldiers in is it in Delhi or where in Emoha local government area already? So who knows what else they might collect from them real soon, especially in durable access. Very sad indeed. Let's see, was there anything else that caught my attention today? Now, Foreign Affairs Minister Geoffrey Onyeama has assured the safety and evacuation of Nigerians stranded in crisis-ridden Sudan. He gave the assurance on a TV program, said plans are underway to evacuate about 5,000 stranded Nigerians by road. That's a welcome development, really, and I hope that they do put that into effect. I believe the Airpeace man, the Airpeace man has offered his airline to evacuate Nigerians stranded in Sudan. I don't know how that is noble and commendable indeed. However, I don't know how practicable that would be to land a plane in Sudan now and fly it out. I don't know, but if they're able to get across the border into a neighboring country by road, then they possibly could land a plane there, maybe Ethiopia, and fly them into the country. That would be good. So kudos to Airpeace for always coming to the rescue whenever the Nigerian government needs to airlift stranded Nigerians from some other country back home. They've been doing that, really, and that's commendable once again. I only hope that the Nigerian government is able to put a proper plan in place soon enough and implement this plan to save Nigerians who are stranded in Sudan. Was there anything else of particular interest on the news today? Let's see. I'm not sure about that. I do have to move things along shortly. IG Police Akali Baba Ahmed has ordered the team investigating the resident electoral commission in Adamawa State, Hudu Yunusa Ari, to speed up actions. This is as the Nigeria Police Force acknowledged the receipt of a letter from INEC. Force Public Elections Officer Muyiwa Adejobi said the letter from INEC detailed the alleged impropriety of the actions Yunusa Ari during the April 15 supplementary elections in Adamawa State. He said the letter called on the police to investigate and possibly prosecute the IREC for his actions. Now, I really don't get this. I'm not sure I understand why the police needs to get a letter from INEC before investigating this man. I mean, everybody's been talking about this. Since the Adamawa incident for a couple of days, it was the only thing everybody talked about the impropriety, about the wrongness of what he did, about the illegality behind his actions. Why? So if INEC did not write the police, does it mean that the IG would not do anything about it? So when you find incidents like this, then it's not surprising when the police spokesperson in Rivers State, for example, will say that the reason they are not investigating the matter is because people have not complained to their local DPOs. If you suspect, the police does not need any invitation to investigate an alleged crime. If once they are aware of it, they have a responsibility to investigate it. Especially one that is of a public interest nature. If there is a case of domestic violence, for example, and nobody else is aware of it, the person who is the victim may have to report that to the police before the police can intervene. They're not clairvoyant. They don't know what's happening everywhere, every time, no. But when something is in the public domain, especially one again that has a national interest connotation to it, why should you have to wait until somebody personally invite you or write you a letter? I really don't get that. Quite frankly, I don't understand it. I really don't understand it at all. Well, anyways, we'll see how it goes. Well, I do, maybe I should just put a lid in it for now. I think, was there anything else that I'd like to touch on before moving on? Oh yeah, the Lagos State government says a 3-story building under construction that partially collapsed on Ladipo Oluwole Street, Apapa, ignored the stop work and seal up orders of the Lagos State Building Control Agency and continued construction. Oh yes, I mean the classic go-to defense of, and the Lagos State government has been using that a lot lately, but basically it is the only go-to defense of every other government in Nigeria. Whenever there's a building collapse, as has been happening quite frequently in Lagos State, the classic defense is we told them not to stop, but they didn't listen to us. You see, these people, we told them. You see, the eyes have come down now. We told them. See, look at it. See, it was just last week. We told them to stop. They listen. We did listen. And they listen. Now it has collapsed. This time people didn't die, but the last time people died. We told them. We told them. That's just incredible, really. So, government in Nigeria tell us we told them to stop. They didn't listen. That's why it collapsed, and that's why people died. It's unbelievable, really. It's unbelievable. And after telling them, and the construction continued, somehow, miraculously, the government did not know. The relevant government agency was not aware, even though everybody else saw that the construction was going on. But the agency of government that told them to stop work was somehow not aware and did not know that the construction was ongoing, regardless of whatever order it may have given or issued previously. Remarkable. Another classic example of everybody else, literally everybody else, knowing what's going on, except the government in Nigeria. Or those whose only job it is to know that thing, and the reason they're being paid a salary is to know that thing. Somehow, in the Nigerian scheme of things, they are the only ones who do not know. Okay, well, I'll leave it at that. There's a couple of things, running through my mind earlier on. Let's get whatever it is running through your mind now. The line's open. Call 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, or 0817-923-0007. We're also on Facebook.com/Nigerian for PH. We're on Twitter @Nigerian for PH. Also YouTube, Nigerian for PH. What are you pondering? What's going through your mind? What thing of substance or substantial matter is going through your mind right now you'd like to talk about? In the spirit of the holidays, once again, no rant from me. So lines open now. Let's get your take. Call 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, or 0007. Hello, Hot Factor, welcome.
Yeah, good day, my brother.
Go ahead.
Hello, good day, my brother.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, this is Comrade Dixon Israel. Yeah, what the Magnus was saying is quite obvious. It's quite obvious. Because if you see how River State is now, it's very bad. I treated us like this. Buying guns for people to kill people. Treated to become buying guns to kill food lots is too sad. River State is not. If you go to some of the where we are.
How about you? What's your take on this? Once again, 0817-923-0002 or 0003. Hello, you're welcome.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good day.
Go ahead.
Buhari saying after he leaving office, he will go very far, from with the government, I don't know, government in charge. Now I'm like wondering, where will he go? Won't he stay around and see how the government will be corrected? That's my question. He should supposed to stay around and watch what is going on in the government so he can also make out corrections. Maybe they will point out to him to correct. He refused to take correction. Now let him take his hand and point out also. So let him not go too far.
No, it's not going far. I think he said he's going to Daura, So, I mean, what do you mean by going far? I mean, geographically speaking, he didn't say he was going to go to Antarctica, or anything like that. He didn't say he was going to the moon or going to space. Anyways. Got a message here. Let's see. Senator Abe is absolutely correct. Even when the PDP members staged a week-long protest in INEC River State, guns were freely shown to these boys openly, yet the River State police pretended not to have seen them, and that's smart. Hello, you're welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
All right, go on.
Yeah, my name is Mark Pepper-Tamlopre. I'm calling from Rumibo.
Oh, go ahead.
So when I heard you, called out your rounds, the topics we had, some memories just flashed down,
Yeah.
in my mind, like the camera shot. I'll just talk on this briefly. I want to talk about the senator dragging the River State government into what has happened. Even in the United States of America, where we know that the security operation, it's top-notch. People still go about shooting people on the road, in churches.
Yeah.
I don't know why he should be dragging the River State government into this. But I think I would not coincide with him, with his views, because when he was the secretary to the state government, the River State government, he was referred to as a thief by his then boss. So I don't think he has been too, he likes to want to be like he's a perfect being. Any little thing, you have lost an election. Any little thing, you drag it to the government.
I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure I follow your line of reason here. Now, in the story I read out a while ago, and the sound I played back, I did not hear a direct correlation between his argument and the River State government. He was simply saying,
I'm not a child. I knew now. I understood
just a moment. You're fine to reach whatever conclusions you want. But I need to make this point.
Right.
I need to make this point.
No,
he was just a moment. Can I make the point, please?
You and I was talking to you myself.
Which is fine. All well and good. Now,
yes.
The point I'm trying to make is he was simply saying we have an upsurge in crime in, for example, Diobu Axis at this time. And he's saying that the level of unhindered electoral malfeasance we witnessed pre-election and possibly during the election as well is responsible for what's happening there even now also.
That's a lie.
Do you agree?
Lie.
Okay, fine. So go ahead.
He does not have the monopoly of all the information.
Okay, so what is your if you will not take the time to listen to me, I will end this conversation right now. Once again, if you will not take the time to listen to me, I will end this conversation right now. I have given you the last.
I want to have a conversation with you, but
so you have to listen.
My view.
No, of course I'm going to hear your view, but you have to listen to me. Now, that said, you said that there is no change in the crime level in Diobu pre-election and post-election. Explain that to me.
If there was no change.
You were saying that there is no. When I said that, he was saying, Senator Abe is saying that the crime level in Diobu now is. Okay, fine. So you are saying that there is no change in crime level pre-election and now in Diobu Axis especially. Can you explain that?
As a matter of fact, I know I don't stay in that axis, okay? But I think I schooled in our state university here, and I have always gotten information of things that happen around there. Most of the things you hear happen, these are things that's been happening before the elections, after the elections. There are people who make their money the way they make their money. They have to do their thing. These guys are telling me they've not been feeding before this time. These are guys who are out for their daily bread. They are doing what they've been doing. It shouldn't be linked to the elections where somebody will now come and say, the same people who are doing this are the people who they gave cane to flunk people who would vote for some other person.
Okay,
no,
so was it the Rivers State government that gave people canes to flog people?
No.
So why did you you have to listen to me once again. Okay, you know what? If you're not going to allow this to happen, the next time this happens, I'm going to end the call. So now, if you were saying that the Rivers State government is not the one that gave the people canes to go around flogging people on election day, so why are you making that connection?
Because I heard what he said. He linked it to the government. I'm not a child.
Okay.
He linked it. I did hear you. If you play it again, we will hear it. I don't need anybody. I don't need a Dutch courage for that. I should tell you.
Oh, well. That was not me, by the way. That was the network, I suppose. Okay, so he says that there is no change in crime level in Diobu Axis because he has information about the level of crime that was there before and the level of crime that's there now, and it's more or less the same in his estimation. Well, I've never lived there. I can't say I get any particular information, any specific information from Diobu. If what's been making the rounds on the news lately is anything to go by, I think it's somewhat logical to say that there may be a surge in crime in that axis, in that part of town. Well, anyways, let's get your take. Number is still the same. Lines open 0817 923 and 0002 or 0003 or 0007. Hello, you're welcome. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening.
Hi, go on.
Yes, we are looking at the insecurity in Port Harcourt. The insecurity has been there before the election. And even in Rivers State, there is insecurity everywhere. And the insecurity in Port Harcourt is not because of the election that just has been concluded. There are some parts of Nigeria that is facing the same insecurity problem. I wonder how people will come out and start making previous claims concerning Rivers State government. The Rivers State government did not give anybody care to go and flog anybody. The Rivers State government did not ask anybody not to come out to vote. Anybody that left election.
Okay. Whoever is responsible for giving the canes, were there people who were flogging people on election day or before elections?
There is nobody.
Nobody flogged anybody.
Yes, nobody flogged anybody. So
are you that desperate to make a point that you will not admit what is plain fact to everybody else, to literally the rest of the world, that people were beaten, people were flogged, people were coerced to vote in a certain direction? That people went about telling people, if you will not vote in a certain way, don't bother to come for elections. None of these things happened. They were simply the imagination of everybody else.
Yes, of course, it's just an imagination because people are just using it as a weapon against the state government, which is very, very wrong. Anybody that failed the election, go and relax. Wait for your own turn. Assuming they did not know how they win the election, I think that is it possible for him to come to the air and start making such a claim? Anytime I talk concerning Rivers State government, people are always here causing trouble here and there. Kaduna, there is insecurity. People are dying every day. I'm sure
in Kaduna people are talking about people dying there as well. However, contrary to what he just said, it was not the imagination of people. Those things actually did happen. But good to hear from you as well, though. Let's get your take also. 0817 923 and 0002 or 0003 or 0007. The desperation is mind-blowing, really. In a desperate bid to make a point, you deny the obvious. You deny what happened. So all the people that complain these things happened to them, who are not Senator Magnus Abbey, by the way, before the elections, during the elections, all of them were sponsored by the opposition. Hello, you're welcome.
Hello there.
Hi, go ahead.
Yes, my name is Moses. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm calling from...
Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
So what I want to say, because the man that just now. Are you hearing me?
Go ahead, please.
So the man that just left his own opinion, that is how they behave. You will see something clear eyes. You will behave as if you are not seeing it. You see white, you call it black. And this is the reason why Nigeria is still in this mess. Let's speak truth. And at times, let's just go straight and speak truth. As we fear God, we know they fear God. And it's really bad of us. Okay? It's really bad of us. So what I want to tell people is that stop lying because of political gains. They flog people. They flog people.
All right. 8 minutes to go, or thereabouts, before 4 p.m. The line is still open. Call 0817 923 0002 or 0003 or 0007. Messages here. Those to maintain a stable axis on the structure and on groundness that wielded sophisticated weapons alongside the police during the election. There's no way the police can go after these criminals because they are their party men. Down police in Port Harcourt, both here in town, Borokiri area, are very busy chasing pole fire, even to New Road in Borokiri. Let's see. A lot of street lights and electrical poles are bent sideways all around Port Harcourt, and the government agencies are not seeing them now. They should keep not seeing. Well, if that's the case, well done. I mean, by the time inevitably it causes some kind of a tragic accident, then people will see it then and start issuing all kinds of statements. Good dial. I have the issue of the non-functionality of street lights all over the major roads and streets, also the dirty look of Port Harcourt and its environs. Lastly, the River State Zoo at Transamad is nothing but a dump site. Have a fine week. That's from Michael. Okay. Samson Berrypelli says intelligence report is for only we the honourables. As long as we have secured our mandate at the INEC office, any other intelligence report is not important. Okay, all right. Hello, you're welcome. Hello. All right, go ahead.
Good evening.
Go ahead. Hello, Doc. Kinsley goes, police said they need letter from INEC before they arrest the Adama rec that committed electoral offence. Police are biased. If the rec had made the pronouncement in favour of a Labour Party candidate, the police wouldn't hesitate to arrest the rec. Hello, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
Some of us have given up on Nigeria because of for the sake of political inclination, somebody will turn black to white in a broad daylight. Something that is captured and is within public domain across the world. What happened in Rivers State before and after the elections. Now, some of us are calling on radio and trying to twist these facts. They are facts, and I'm sorry, we should be proud to own up some of our actions. If these things are shameful, we should not even engage in them. It is the shame that it really is. It's a shameful thing. A country that should be moving forward, at least if the leaders are not doing it right, the followers should be speaking in one voice to call a spade a spade. You understand? Senator Magnus Abbe assertion is correct. I am not his supporter, but truth must be told, no matter which quarters is coming from.
What parts of his comments exactly are correct for you?
Sorry?
What parts of his statements are correct for you exactly?
The boys that we are unleashed, that we are released like lions against the electorate of River State are responsible for the increasing insecurity in dual axis of the state of Port Harcourt. Yes, I agree with him. I agree with that position. That is true. Security was under control in that part of Port Harcourt until after these elections. Maybe they have not been able to retrieve the weapons they distributed to them. These things were on video. They are all over the internet. They are on YouTube. They were on Facebook. They were on Twitter. How even they colluded with security agencies in the state these hoodlums. And the weapons they use in delivering the election to them, they have not been able to retrieve. That is just the point.
All right, your thoughts noted as well. I must move on. Of course, there's a surge in crime in doable axis of PH, but linking it to the state government may be unsubstantiated. Senator might put out the statement just to malign the state government since he's in the opposition. Just my take. I'm not a fan of the state government. And that's from Stanley. All right. Let's see. Marvelous Girls, good evening, Dial. Could there have been insecurity before the election in Rivers State? Yes. Is it at the same level as it is now? No. The same Rivers State, Dial, you had a terrific experience at a bar. It's the same kind of experience in recent times. Fanatics of political parties should stop being insensitive. Thank you. I'm not sure. I don't know what experience you're referring to, by the way. I don't quite remember, I suppose. In a viral video, guns were shared in the name of protesting for joint inspection of electoral materials. Gunshots were fired by supporters of joint inspection of INEC material party in the presence of police. Nobody was arrested. In UK, 2 protesters were sentenced to 3 years and 2 years, 7 months for causing gridlock. But party barricaded major expressway for 800 days, which did nothing happen as from stand. Well, I don't know if you can put a direct relationship between a political party, the PDP or any party, and some criminal activity until it is proven to be that way. But this incident happened. Yes, it did happen. There's video evidence to support it happened. There's a testimony of many persons, a lot of them who don't seem to be politically affiliated, who talked about these things before the elections, how tankrats went about and how people were intimidated, how people were beaten. Or did these criminals not go to snatch ballot boxes on election day again? Of course, all these things happened. Anyways, good hearing from you. The news comes at about the hour at 4 p.m. Discussions continue after that. Please stay with us.
Politics.
Talk radio.
92.3.
Talk radio.